YouTube, what is going on? Your boy T Davis is back, and we are back for week 4 of the NFL season. Had another, it wasn't as good as week 2, but I had a profitable week 3. Small profit, smaller ROI, but, a profit's a profit. We'll take it every single week, and we're 3-0 so far on the season. So we've had 3 profitable weeks. We'll take it. Let's keep it going here. Plenty of content on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. You're locked in. You're tuned in. You're hitting that bell so you're notified when I do drop all this daily fantasy football, and of course pro Madden player content here on the channel. We've uploaded some video every single day, all NFL and Madden season. So keep it locked. Of course, give this video a like if you guys want more videos like this throughout the season. Definitely give me a like, comment down below. It helps me out in the algorithm so much so that I can keep providing content for you guys like this. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. And this is actually kind of an intriguing Thursday night matchup. I know that the Jaguars are not going to make the playoffs, right? Cincinnati, they look decent. They have a chance at the playoffs. So both these teams are kind of exciting to watch, in my opinion. They have some great young talent. I was looking forward to seeing how Urban Meyer did in the NFL. Like I always thought for years, I'd like to see what he does in the NFL. But, man, he really does look a little lost out there. But it's a pretty cool Thursday night matchup. I'm excited for it. I do actually think we have some good value on this slate for the showdown slate here as well. So we'll get into it here. We'll start on the Jacksonville side, and we'll take a look at our top 5 guys here, and I think they're all in play. So I think if you're playing cash games, of course, head-to-heads, 50-50s, double-ups, even triple-ups, Trevor Lawrence should probably be in most of your lineups, right? I think if there's any matchup they've had all year, it was going to be this one that they can score points, right? Cincinnati's defense is not good. He put up points against Houston, struggled against Denver, which is obvious. Denver has an elite defense. And against Arizona, he got off to a decent start. And I thought, okay, man, they have a chance. And I thought I had him as a sleeper in my week 3 article. Didn't really get there. I mean, he had the 1 touchdown. The problem with him has been turnovers, man. He's been throwing a lot of picks. Rookie season, though, I'm not surprised. But I think he has a chance here to have a solid game. So I think Trevor Lawrence is definitely in play. The question is, do you go there and captain in some tournament lineups? I don't know. I think you can. I think you can go to Trevor Lawrence. I see some outcomes where the Jacksonville could win this game. I do see them could winning outright, and if obviously that is the case, Trevor Lawrence is going to have a good game to do it. So I think he's fine. Take some chances on him. Like I said, in cash games, you definitely can get him in your flex. Moving down here, James Robinson. I probably will not have him in any captain lineups, but I like him in the flex as well. He's really gotten a more prominent role here the last 2 weeks, especially last week. I mean, 15 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. He also had 6 targets, which you love to see. 25 fantasy points. So, and he's kind of the third down back. Look, if they're trailing, which is what the game script suggests, because Cincinnati is a 7-point favorite, I believe, at home. So most likely Jacksonville will be trailing in this game, most likely, and James Robinson is going to be on the field for that. He's their third down back. He can catch the ball in the backfield, so he's going to be on the field plenty. I love James Robinson here in this matchup. I think he's definitely fine to play in all formats. Now we look at the 3 receivers here: Marvin Jones, DJ Chark, and Laviska Shenault. Now Shenault's been kind of banged up here. I was high on him, especially after week 1. Chark, he's kind of their deep threat, and he looked good last week. 6 targets, had that touchdown. Marvin Jones is their clear-cut number 1 receiver, though. Trevor Lawrence just kind of loves him. He's gotten all the targets. So for me, Marvin Jones is the main priority, and I'm going to have a lot of lineups with him at captain in the tournaments because I think Marvin Jones has 2-3 touchdown upside here. I think he has a 100-yard upside here. Now, when you're talking about Shenault and Chark, I'll probably take Shenault here with the discount. He's kind of that slot receiver. Move him around. He can probably get you 6 to 10 catches as an upside here. Little slot routes, hook routes, little drags underneath stuff. So I like Shenault over Chark, but all 3 of these guys easily in play. I think you can play them all in a captain spot as well in your tournament lineups. I'd probably max 2 of them. So I wouldn't. So if you're using an optimizer, or even if you're hand building lineups, I would recommend not playing all 3 in any lineups. I just don't think that all 3 can get there with the upside here and with the relatively high price. So if you're gonna play Lawrence, I don't think you play all 3 with him. I think you max 2 of them, and I'd probably play Shenault with either Jones or Chark because they're more the deep threats. So I think 2 of them can get there. Moving down the list here, they just acquired Dan Arnold at the tight end spot. Talented guy, athletic kind of guy. I think he was a former receiver And Jacksonville's kind of been lacking a tight end since James O'Shaughnessy went out. So he's kind of their guy, but I don't love the price tag at 4,400. I think he's fine. You can definitely mix him in some lineups. But the guy that I'm looking at here is Jacob Hollister, all the way down at 1,000 for salary. Had 6 targets last week. He played the majority of the snaps, played 68% of the snaps for them. So he'll probably see a decrease here with Dan Arnold coming in. But man, he led he's only $1,000 and he led the team last week in snaps. You got to think he can get at least 40% of the snaps this week. Split the time with Dan Arnold. I don't know if Arnold will come in and play the whole game right away since he was just acquired. So I look for the discount here, and I'm going to take Jacob Hollister, but I think both guys are fine. Josh Lambo's fine to mix in for the kicker. I would not play the Jaguars defense. I don't think I'm going to have them in any of my lineups at all. I know that Cincinnati's offensive line is bad, but I just think the Jaguars defense is way too poor to be in play here. And the only other guy that I'll mention is Carlos Hyde. Don't love it. I think he's going to be kind of brought out of the game because they're going to be trailing, and he's not going to play on third down. So maybe he can sneak you in a red zone touchdown, a goal line touchdown. That's when he would pay off his $1,800 salary. So he's fine to mix in. I'm just not going to be super high on him. I'll probably have no more than 5 to 10% of Carlos Hyde in all of my lineups. So that's it. I don't really see any other values here. They cut Philip Dorsett, who was playing. He was like the number 4 receiver. So I guess you can take a look at a guy like Tyron Johnson here, who's kind of their number 4 receiver now. You can mix him in since he's so cheap, but he's something that I wouldn't really recommend too highly. Let's move over to the Cincinnati side. And the question mark here is at the receiver spot. Does T. Higgins play in this game? He's questionable. He did not play in Week 3. He leads the team in target share. So if he does play, he's a great target in the captain spot. If he doesn't play, that's when it's going to open up some value for us. But before we get into the value for that, the 4 studs on the team, all in play. Don't need to say much about them. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. All these guys are in play. Chase and Boyd, especially if Higgins is out, they're going to get a huge bump in usage. So I'll really be targeting Chase and Boyd at my captain spots primarily because you guys know in tournaments I love to target receivers at the captain spot. They have that upside, and then I'll pair them with Joe Burrow in the flex. But if you're playing cash games, I think all of them are kind of in play. Burrow, Mixon, Chase, and Boyd all in play. If Higgins plays, I think he's in play as well. But those 4 main studs, you can play them in any format, captain, flex, whatever the case may be. Moving down the list here, tight end spot, C.J. Uzomah. Don't really love it. Joe Burrow doesn't target his tight ends too much, and that price tag, $4,000, it's just something I'm not going. I mean, I guess you can mix them in if you're playing a lot of lineups, like 100 lineups or so. You can mix them into some, large entry stuff because you can catch a red zone touchdown maybe and pay off the salary. But I'm probably not going to go there. I do think the Bengals defense is kind of in play here at 5,600. They looked kind of solid. A lot of sacks in the first 3 matchups of the season, and this Jacksonville offense is pretty rough right now. Trevor Lawrence is turnover prone, so maybe they get a couple picks, maybe they get a strip sack. So I think the Bengals defense is in play here. I'm not going to play them in the captain spot at all, but I like them in the flex a little bit here. I'll mix them in. Evan McPherson, he's looked good for them as the kicker. He's got a big leg. They're going to score points in this matchup. Anytime a team scores points, you can play their kicker with them in these showdown slates. So I'll have a lot of McPherson as well. I think he's one of the safer values for cash games. Also, now the biggest value on the slate here, especially if T. Higgins is ruled out, or I would say only if T. Higgins is ruled out, you can play Auden Tate. I think if T. Higgins plays, he's even still somewhat in play because maybe Higgins is limited. Tate gets, he played 57% of the snaps last week over Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas played about 20%. Auden Tate played about 57% of the snaps. So if Higgins is ruled out, Auden Tate is a clear lock to me. Only had 1 target, but when he's playing that type of percentage of snaps, he's pretty safe here, especially at this $400 price tag. I mean, that is an absolute discount. It's basically a free play, a free square if T. Higgins is ruled out. And you can take some chances on Mike Thomas as well if T. Higgins is ruled out. But if and only T. Higgins is ruled out, you can take some chances on Mike Thomas at this $600 price tag. But a clear misprice here with Auden Tate at only $400. With T. Higgins potentially banged up again. I don't think T. Higgins is going to play, so definitely obviously need to monitor that to check on his status. Of course, today, as of Wednesday, he was listed as a non-participant in practice on Tuesday. Not sure what happened today on Wednesday, but it's not a good sign that he's not practicing on Tuesday when they're playing on Thursday. So I would think he's going to be ruled out, but just monitor that. If he is ruled out, we have Tate as the clearest value on the entire slate. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Quick little breakdown of the Jaguars-Bengals Thursday night Week 4 showdown matchup. Hoping for a big Week 4 here. Stay locked on the channel. I will have my Week 4 Sunday slate picks out. I'll have the Sunday Night Football. I'll have the Monday Night Football slates all coming soon, of course, along with the best Madden tips in the world. So appreciate you guys, man. Of course, like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, your boy T Davis is out.